Bop! Howdy, hey, this is Frakbox, and I'm here with OmegaWolf.
Hi.
So in the last episode, you were talking about, like, I forget.
Like foreign exchange students I've met. From what I remember, they don't have multiple choice tests, and so they actually have to know the answers.
Yeah.
And I think that was especially from a video explaining the education system in, like, Finland. Like, they have to know the answers so there's no multiple choice answers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how are you expected to, like, be able to use the information if you can just kind of, like, guess? You know?
Yeah, that's kind of how I...
Like, is the information really useful if you can't, like... Well, but also, like, memorizing information. Like, they should also teach you how to, like, look up information. And if what they're training you for is something that you'd be able to look up the information fairly easily, it should be open book. Because in a lot of cases, you don't need to memorize everything. You just need to know where to find it. And that's where a lot of...
Well, Einstein that said that, why should I memorize something when I can just look it up?
Yeah. And that's, like, a lot of my expertise, is, like, I'm really good at like, tech support, various things, right? Fairly okay at customer service. I'm better at, like, tech support things. I don't know everything about computers, but I know where to find the information. I have the discernment abilities to be able to look for what I need. So it's... You don't have to know everything. You just have to know where to find it. And
you should also be trained on how to tell if information is correct or not.
Yeah.
Just keep your head down.
Very true. I mean, we don't really teach that critical thinking at all. So it's...
Well, we kind of just try to shove, like, reiterating somebody else's point that I don't remember who they are.
Yeah.
We just kind of try to teach kids, like, numbers and dates instead of teaching them trends and patterns like we're actually built to understand.
Yeah.
Like, we're built to understand patterns. We're pattern recognizing geniuses as humans. But we don't teach that. And so we just kind of forget what we don't need to know. Oh, hey, there's the energy sword from your last body.
Nice. I think I'm okay. Yeah, it's...
Okay, so center platform, you need to press a button, and then kill the two cores on the side.
Okay. Sounds simple enough.
Yeah.
Are you? Oh, I thought you were a...
It's difficult getting there. Oh!
Are you alive?
Everything's trying to make me not be alive.
Well, I know that feeling, but yeah, I think the education system. I think the education system needs a lot of help because it's we have too much of a focus on being right. On.
All right, reactors are open.
Oh, good. Okay, so what do we do? What do we do?
Throw a grenade at them.
Oh, okay. Do I have a grenade? I have a grenade. That didn't work. I don't have the right kind of grenades. Okay, there we go. Do I have? Okay, and then.
And just forward through that door.
Okay.
They'll burst open in a moment.
Are we gonna live? Are we gonna? I think we'll just be okay.
I'm not.
Oh my gosh! I died.
Oh, there it opened.
Yeah. So, like, I've something worth mentioning. I think I mentioned in the last episode that I've kind of been adopted by leftists almost. Since I've kind of realized that I'm kind of a socialist, I guess. So I've just kind of come to that realization that, like, I just kind of need to be okay with the fact that that's kind of what mostly aligns with my... Wow, this thing won't die. That's what aligns with my views, is basically the idea of democratic socialism. So, I now have over 600 followers on Twitter, whereas previously I had, like, just under 100. Because there's this program where leftists are kind of like...
Blood just committed suicide.
Oh, leftists are kind of like following each other on Twitter. It's like no comrade left behind kind of a thing.
Oh my.
So we do like follow for follow.
Oh.
So And actually, it's my... Like, now that I'm in leftist Twitter, Twitter has become Twitter has become very interesting. I need to kill these guys. Twitter's become very, very interesting. I died. Leftists are a very contentious bunch. You get two leftists in a room, and they have several opinions, and they're not going to agree with each other. You get, the more leftists you get in a room, the less they're going to agree with each other. It's that kind of thing. There's a large amount of diversity on the left, and by left I don't really mean liberals, because the liberals aren't really left. That's kind of the first idea that got me to kind of where I am politically, is the idea that being left and being liberal aren't the same thing. Because if you're liberal, you're probably in the authoritarian right square on the political compass test. You're not on the left. And I think getting that assumption more correct was a really important part of my political awakening, if that makes sense. But also, it's just sort of more comforting, because there's a lot of political things that you kind of have to jump through mental hoops in order to rationalize. And I don't have to rationalize. I don't have to make things up in order to I can just kind of be more honest, you know what I mean? It's kind of hard to describe overviews of political thought without being very specific, and I'm trying very hard to not be specific, because I don't want to I don't know, I don't think my views are abhorrent. I mean, nobody ever does think that their views are abhorrent, but if you want to talk about politics, you can join the Discord.
Oh boy. I have no grenades.
So, I know that you don't really like talking about this kind of stuff
no,
all that much.
Get a Nicky feeling.
Yeah, but you kind of have to see it because you're one of the owners of the Discord.
I think I finally muted it.
Oh, good.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's good for you. That's what I would have recommended doing. But yeah, so on our Discord, it's not just for political discussions. You can basically choose what sort of content you want to see. So there's different roles that you can give yourself. I haven't really been doing anything for the past little bit. So if you want to get into the political stuff, you can. If you want to get into just video games, you can. If you want to get into My Little Pony stuff, you can. And if you don't want to see any of that, you don't have to. And that's, I think, one of the good things about the Discord, the way that I set it up. There's a lot of hidden stuff. And if you're interested in learning languages, yeah, we have a whole spot for that. In fact, we just had somebody join the Discord who was interested in... That's weird. Who was interested in ASL, yeah. So if you're interested in learning... if you're interested in forming a community around learning a language, we would be happy to host you. So, especially because you're learning German, I'm learning Spanish, so you and I are... Well, I'm fairly active. You're trying to be more active.
Yeah, I just don't have a lot of things to say.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't really do social media all that much.
Not really.
That's not really your thing. And I'd rather it not be my thing either, except it's one of those, evils that you kind of have to interact with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't really care about social media. I'd rather just focus on making YouTube videos. Because it does actually kind of distract from making YouTube videos. Because the more time that I focus on the Discord, the less time I focus on making videos.
Oh.
Eventually, I'd like to get it to the point where it kind of is self-sustaining, where I don't really have to do anything. I don't want my Discord to be a cult of personality, if that makes sense. Where are you? Oh, did you finish the level?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
We were right next to the Pelican.
Yeah, I don't want my Discord to be just about fans of this channel and your channel, right? I want it to be a place where actually useful stuff happens. not that like having conversations with us isn't like super cool or anything, but like
for a moment there, I thought the Arbiter was a was a flood form.
Oh, really?
Like, what?
But like I want people to like learn skills, and I want to like see the world learn. You know what I mean? So I want more things to happen than just being. I want to help people. You know, that's my contribution to the world. So, anyways,
well, they're right. My TV is still on.
So the first part of this mission isn't like the warthog chase. It's like the
it's get to the control room.
Yeah. So we could probably keep rolling for another 10 minutes on this episode. So
yeah.
We have to finish the fight. Oh, is that the...
It's Halo 3!
So this is the new Halo, right? This is the new Halo that was just made?
Installation 04B.
Gotcha. It's interesting that, like, the new Halo... like, it being constructed looks very similar to it having been destroyed, if that makes sense. Like, the first Halo, the very first Halo...
Like you're having to board the skeleton of what was left.
Right. Yeah. I mean, with like the first Halo, even though there's obviously like a chunk missing, like of the ring, like if it were fully intact, it would the overworld of it would look very much like that. So
yeah.
We'll head for the portal. And we'll all go home.
All right. Full circle.
Let's see.
Are you ready, Arbiter? Are you ready to finish the fight?
Let's get a battle rifle. Oh, no.
Why did we crash this again? Oh, so they wouldn't be able to use it.
I think it was damaged.
Okay, there's a shotgun here. Oh, I already have a shotgun. Over here. Wow, why did we... This is so wasteful.
Okay, I think I'm good.
Okay.
My sword's right there if you want it.
No, I've got a shotgun. I'm okay.
Alright.
I think technically the shotgun, you get more use out of it anyway, so...
Yeah. I mean, you can still punch things.
Well, true. But yeah, so I do try to keep politics off of this channel. It's just that it's so incredibly hard to not mention the things that are going on right now. It's literally like...
I mean, I want to, like, vocally scream.
Yeah,
just in my head.
Yeah, I know. It's one of those things where, like, how can you not talk about what's going on in 2020?
Like, other countries, please help. Please help.
Well, I mean, we might have to, because our president has not promised a peaceful transition of power. So other countries might have to get involved.
I don't think they actually can.
Oh, in a civil war situation?
Sort of.
Oh, okay. I'm sure they'll find some reason. I mean, we get involved in civil wars all the time, so... In fact, we start civil wars all the time in other countries. The United States has a really good, like, well, not really good, has a really long track record of causing coups.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of our favorite things to do. It's like baseball.
Baseball's our national pastime? No.
Apple pie is our favorite food.
Even though it was British.
Yeah.
Thing is, Americans used to be really proud about coming from England and the British Isles.
Yeah.
But then taxation without representation.
Yeah. It's actually interesting. A lot of people were not. A lot of people were not actually interested in breaking away from Britain at all. I gotta get out of here. Are you gonna spawn if I go over here? There you go. Wow, there's a whole bunch of them. Okay, good. You died. Yeah, it's endlessly interesting that, like, a lot of the stuff that's happening now with, like, cops roaming the streets attacking random peaceful protesters, that's sort of... It's amazing, like, the spin that you see on a lot of this stuff. Because you see, like... It just kind of depends on who you support, is, like, what truth you decide to see. Which is weird, because people... I don't know that people, like, decide to believe in something, if that makes sense. like, I've never decided to believe in the things that I believe. It just kind of, like, happens, you know, based off of amalgamations of what I, you know, what information I currently hold, you know what I mean? So, like, it's...
I kind of choose, but it's also what makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't know that that's really common, that somebody just goes like, oh, well, you know, I'm failing to think of an example. Like, I like pistachios. Like, somebody doesn't decide whether or not they like pistachios. Maybe that's a bad example, because that's like food taste, right? Like,
yeah,
I don't know, like...
that can evolve over time.
Like, I like playing basketball, and then you just kind of, like, decide that you like playing basketball. You don't really decide that you like playing basketball. You just kind of, like, either like it or you don't. You know?
Like, I don't care about sports, but I can play them.
Yeah, like, how do you start caring about something you don't really care about? You have a hard time, so... But another thing we run into is that, like, a lot of political causes are just about getting people, like, knowledgeable... not really to care, because you can't really force people to care, right? It's more about getting people...
convince them to care.
Well, you can try, but people don't like to be convinced of things. It's more about making sure that people know that the cause exists, so they can have a conversation about it.
Found the flamethrower.
It's more about the lip service of knowing the thing exists, having it enter their mind space, and just knowing that there's the concept. Because I mean, how do you know that the whales need to be saved if nobody tells you? You know, or you aren't like a whale researcher. I don't know. Maybe that's a bad example, but that's why a lot of the.
Thank you, Johnson.
I got you covered, Chief. Meet you at the top
Oh,
of that tower.
he is actually here.
There's one right around the corner.
That's why, like, you know, the breast cancer, like, stuff, like the breast cancer awareness, like they have Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and also what's
got stuff behind us,
like Black History Month, which is I think February. A lot of that is not necessarily.
I got your back.
It's more about getting people more knowledgeable about this kind of stuff. It's making sure that it enters the conversation. So
yeah, although for people like me that just kind of watch and generally don't really think, that's why I enjoy Legend of Korra. Like, I know there are problems, but just, like, it's fun.
Yeah, I mean, you like what you like.
But, like, people can watch but not process.
Yeah.
And so, therefore, it makes no impact whatsoever.
Yeah.
By the way, Legend of Korra is a fun show.
Yeah.
It's just not it's not the same level of storytelling as Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, I don't see it being as competent as Avatar: The Last Airbender, which is unfortunate. I really wanted to like Korra. Like the show, not the... I think the character's fine. The show itself. Oh. I don't have any grenades. Okay. It's endlessly amazing to me that, like, those bigger ones, the combat forms or whatever, or I don't know if they're the combat forms. The tanks. Oh, they can withstand several shotgun blasts. That's just endlessly fascinating to me.
Are
you dead?
Just slaughtered me.
Are you back?
Yep.
All right, there we go. So we should probably call this episode here. I think this is a good place. Do you think so? Why don't you save me? So, this is Frakbox.
This is OmegaWolf.
Have a great day.
Stay safe.